Hello, I'm John Patrick, Vice President of Internet Applications at IBM. We have a lot of things going on with regard to the Internet at IBM, and I hope you have seen some of our products or services, and especially have visited us on the World Wide Web. You can find us at http://www.ibm.com. And I hope you'll come by and see the thousands of documents that we've arranged there for you to learn about the things going on at IBM, to learn about our products and services, to learn about our people, to perhaps use our guru search engine to look up a topic of interest to you, and generally to use it as a way to experience the power of the World Wide Web, and in the process learn a little bit about what's happening at IBM. The web is a wonderful phenomena. It's making our lives change every day. Since the invention of the web by Tim Berners-Lee in Geneva, Switzerland, just about 2 years ago, the web has skyrocketed in its acceptance, in the amount of content available, and in the many ways in which you can use it. If you haven't tried it, I certainly recommend it. I use it every day. I like to check stock prices. I like to see what's happening in the news. I like to visit some of the sites of our customers and see what they're doing. I like to visit what's going on at our competitors. I like to see what's going on with some of the interesting new phenomena that you can learn about on the World Wide Web. My family uses it too, and I'm sure as you get to know it, you'll find many uses that are of particular interest to you. If you have a browser with a hot list, or a quick list, or a favorite places list, or if you're using OS/2 Warp, you may have a folder where you can store a list of your favorite places. Actually store a little icon or a little object about each of these favorite places. These techniques all will allow you to go back and visit places that you find of interest, places that you've been before and you're not sure you can remember how to do it again. You just go to that quick list or hot list or go to that folder with OS/2 Warp and drag and drop an icon representing that location and drop it on the browser that comes with OS/2 Warp, and you'll be right back where you had visited once before. It's a powerful capability. The web, as I said, is changing our life. It's going to enable businesses of all sizes to make their presence known to you and I on the web. You don't have to be a large company like IBM or AT&T or General Electric to have a presence on the web. And you'll find many small firms, one-person firms, college students with a part-time business. So what is the Internet anyway? What is the underlying technology, or where does it come from? Who owns it? Who manages it? Well, fundamentally, the Internet is a network of networks. It was born in the late 60s when some very clever people working at key universities in the United States devised a way to enable computer networks to share information between themselves, enabling the balancing of workload, so that if one university data center was very busy and had a big job to come in to be done for the Defense Department, for example, they were able, through this connection or this network of networks, to be able to route that work or shuffle that work from their data center to another data center that was less busy. This concept caught on very rapidly. It became a very efficient way for people to share information across computers. And a lot of tools were developed that made this concept grow quickly. One of them was something called email, something we take for granted today. The result was a tremendous growth in this network of networks, from the 4 original networks to 40, to 400, to 4,000, to 40,000, and I think right now there are probably 100,000. And certainly in the future, in not too distant future, there will be millions. Millions of computer networks, each of which can enable the users attached to the network to communicate with any other user attached to any other network. Basically, the whole world is becoming one giant Internet. So why should you be interested in the Internet? How do you embrace it, or should you embrace it? Well, I would say there are 2 basic reasons. The first is a business reason, and the second is a communications reason. They're closely linked. The business reason, of course, is that if you're a consumer, you can find things to meet your particular needs. If you're a business, you can find consumers whose needs are looking to be met. And the beauty of the Internet is that it is global. When you connect anywhere, you are connected everywhere. So a clever new idea from anywhere in the world may get matched up with a very unique need anywhere in the world. And commerce will flourish as a result of this. So business will be able to be transformed. Buyers and sellers will be able to get connected directly with each other. And we'll see whole new categories of competition that don't exist today. In fact, your most severe competitor next year may be someone you don't even think about as a competitor today, as a result of the power of the Internet. The other reason is the communications reason. The Internet is a wonderful way to communicate externally or internally. You can set up your own Internet inside of your company or inside of your school or your government and allow within your own domain tremendous communications potential. A great way to facilitate sharing of information and communications between people in the organization. And of course, outside of your own domain, you have a way now to let the world know what you are, what you stand for, who your people are, what they're doing, what they're working on. A way to share your press releases, your white papers, your strategies, have demonstrations of your products. It is an incredibly powerful way to communicate. Well, how many people are there to communicate with on the Internet? I would say right now, nobody really knows, but the consensus is in the 20, 30, 40, 50 million people range. The point is, it's growing very, very rapidly, and in the future will be an enormous number. How enormous? Well, again, no one knows. The consensus, I would say, is certainly in the hundreds of millions over the next few years, and some people, myself included, feel that by the turn of the century, just a mere 3.5 years away, we certainly could have 500 million people. So what about security on the Internet? Is the glass half full or is it half empty? I'd like to talk with you a little bit about security because I think it's really quite an opportunity. That may sound like the wrong word to you. You may be thinking security is a problem, perhaps a very big problem, perhaps the downfall of the Internet. But in reality, the technology associated with the Internet provides ways to make security better on the Internet than it can be anywhere else. There are various dimensions to security, and I'd like to touch on a few of those with you. The first dimension is the access side of security, meaning who has access to be able to connect to the Internet using your ID. And this may seem trivial, but yet many people don't take it very seriously. Your password in an electronic world is a very important asset. A recent study showed that many people write their PIN, or their personal identification number, on the back of their debit card or credit card. Some people place the password that goes with their user ID on a Post-it and put it on the front of the screen of their personal computer. People that have elaborate security systems for their home often will use their house number as the security code to unlock that security system. So security really starts with the basics. It starts with your personal commitment to want to have security. And I urge you to take it seriously. Build a password that is non-trivial and change it frequently and have a way to remember it that is bulletproof and protect it as a very important asset.